I whipped out the other mic that I was gonna try out. I got this little lapel. It's not even lapel. I don't even know if maybe Sean only gave me half the mount or what. But I need an adapter. Dongle life still. Like, God. I'm trying to get away and trying to get everything is USB-C except for my what is that? Blue Parrot headset. My 450 XT is what I got for in the truck. That still uses micro USB or HDMI, whatever that little bugger is. I didn't even think about it when I ordered it because I was like, oh, it's 2022. Everything's USB-C, but the 450 XT, I bought it refurbished through Best Buy at like a bargain of a deal, like only $100 or something. I know it was like a quarter of what it cost brand new, and you can't even get them brand new anymore. And I knew I wanted the dual earmuff one, so just because I'm always in loud trucks. We're going out to the Elk River Road, which is that's southwest of. Well, yeah, I'm lost. It would be south of Drayton and then west. Rally cars are the other way around, and I wish I could change that. Maybe I can. I should look into that. Because rally cars were always back to go up and down forward. I'm watching, I know what's up. We're gonna go out and just get a wheeled P-tank, but kind of caught my attention because it said Goat Trail. I was like, oh, could be something cool. So maybe I'll just make some extra footage. I seen the LSD sign where we turned off, so I know we're somewhat close, but we didn't see a lot of bigger traffic, tire tracks going down the grassy path there, so I was like, huh. But I didn't see an LSD sign to go that way, and I didn't see the LSD sign to go this way either. You can tell that the one that I'm looking for is like 10 years older, if not more. It was quite faded and almost not legible, but it did say the right LSD on it, so we'll check it out. I could consider this a goat trail too, but that's an even bigger goat trail. And I guess I could have. My pin drop to the LSD ended like before I even turned off onto here. I was like, okay. But like, that'll get you to the turn off. And then it just says follow goat trail into these. Which that is the Tidewater. So if you come from, I don't know what the highway is. Is that 724? It runs around Lodgepole and Cynthia to the Tidewater. There is a gate. I don't even know which way I was supposed to come. I'm like, Google Maps said to go that way because it was the quickest. So I did. Sunchild. Instead of like going Cynthia, Lodgepole. I'm like, the only people that are probably down here are some people camping. Scratch the paint. You know, like it doesn't look like there's been tank trucks down here by any means, or a service rig. Than it did. Worried about getting stuck. Worried about being rough. This thing bobtails like a shipwreck hose. So I just run into some campers because it is Saturday.
Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Is this Brawler by chance?
Sure is.
Are you off the tide yet?
Yeah, I think I'm just getting the location here, if this is the right one.
Yeah, you came down a goat trail?
Yeah, I'm on the grassy road.
Perfect. We'll see you in a minute.
Copy that. Oh yeah, we got some action. Might be a little windy. But the whole time I'm like thinking for some reason, I'm like, oh, I should take the torque wrench. I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Torque tag. Can't do anything about it now on a weekend, not going by any tire shops. So this is a P-tank used for testing. What they were just telling me that they have to come out every like 5 years, even to abandoned wells where they have to like do some testing to see what's going on, so they can keep the license to have, well, this side is windy. So basically you tie into the well, you have nitrogen for purging your stuff, you have methanol just in case if you get sometimes freeze plug. Does happen downhole, not very often, and when you do, you're usually getting like a test or like a pressure truck will bring out methanol and stuff. It's just a lot of plumbing. Qualified, authorized personnel only. And it's got a bunch of gauges and doohickeys in it, you know, stuff. That's probably a self-contained breathing apparatus in there. That's methanol pump. You can put anything in there to pump pressure down the well. Sometimes they just put diesel in there if it's a little gummy. I don't know. Just going off some of the stuff that I remember when I used to work wireline, and I used to hang around with these guys a little bit. So yeah, it's not super heavy, but it's heavy enough. They're usually a max weight on the truck. TDG, they're always 29, 24 for us here in Alberta anyways. Most of Canada, I do think that's residual last contained oilfield waste. Only because I used to run back trucks, so I know that. And you got to know a lot of these things because you're pulling these. A lot of stuff is 29, 24 that we're pulling out of the fields. It has residue of all sorts of things. We got propane, methanol, diesel. On top of that, gonna bounce my way back to town with the Tidewater here. This is the very end of the Tidewater on the Wolf Lake Road side. 38 kilometers long-ish, somewhere 38, 40. But it's like $250 fine for not following proper radio protocol. I've gotten in trouble once because I didn't call the first bridge. This is the first time I knew what the road control guy was. Pulled me over immediately. He's like, why didn't you call? I'm like, it's a straight stretch, nobody's coming. And if I would have known you were the road control guy sitting there off to the side in a red Ford F350, it was all dirty and I couldn't see the reflective tape on the back. I'm like, I would have called. But I'm like, if nobody's coming. But they don't put the radio sign until way up there. I'm like, shit, I can't remember what the radio channel is. I'm like, oh well, I'm only going in a couple kilometers, so. Take her back to town. Literally. 3-hour drive. Take her back, kick her off. Well, dolly off. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna take a different way back off the Wolf and see if it's any smoother, because the Wolf sucked, but now with some weight on the truck it's not as bad. But we're gonna check it out anyways.